Satnam lovelies, how are you? So I'm sitting here at the end of Bloomfield where I live, and I'm on my daily walk. I'm actually my second today because we just got back yesterday. So a week ago today, a week ago today I was having kidney surgery. It just seems crazy to me that was just a week ago. And there's been a lot of lessons this year from, I turned 50 in June and I was 3 weeks into this pain, and it's been 5 months now. We've called the stone Houdini because it seems to be, it goes away and it comes back. So that's what it had done. It had come back, and I had the surgery last Wednesday and woke up to the surgeon telling me that there was no stone there. It was on the CAT scan 5 days before, stuck down my urethra, and wasn't there when he went in. So we're not sure. I came out of surgery on Wednesday. I had a retreat already booked on Friday through yesterday, so we're insanely busy, and I'm just taking today to catch up with my thoughts. And there's been a whisper of flank pain there, but I don't really know. And this is the lesson, right? We want these things to be over so that we can go on to the next thing, because life's going to throw something at us. I started walking out the house and thought, oh, is that my knee? Like, it just is a bit creaky these days, If not one thing, it's another. And part of the practice is finding the word that I'm going to use instead of balance, is finding that for ourselves, right? That we're never going to be balanced. This whole idea, oftentimes, it's talked about, school bus going by. Hopefully with my headset in, it's not so bad. But we often talk about work-life balance, for example. And I did a Facebook Live today with our private group, Get Your Happy Back, and I was talking about this because finding balance is like, what the fuck is that? How do you find balance at the end of the day when even the number of days is not balanced? So there's not a work-life balance, but there is. That doesn't mean that we can't find peace in our lives and the way that we do it. So I feel that I've been really blessed on the other side this year of hitting 50 and then having all this pain, these invitations to look at life in a different way. So if we're not finding balance, and if you're joining me, by the way, let me know where you're joining me from. I can't always see. I didn't bring my glasses with me. That's one thing about hitting 50. I needed my glasses to see things. But I'm not really sure where the comments go on this, on when we do this live. But anyway, onward. So if we're not finding balance, if that's not possible, what is possible? Well, this is a word I love, is equanimity. So, yes, and so much yes. You are such... Oh, it went. I kind of almost saw that, but didn't quite get it in time. But yes. Equanimity, right? So equanimity is all about having a calm state of mind in challenging times. So we've just gone through, and still going through for many, many people, 10,000 homes burned in the local fires that have been raging for the last 2 weeks. 20,000 people were displaced at the time. That's at the same time in other countries, in other states, there's tornadoes, there's people being beheaded, there's all sorts of things going on in the world. And how on earth do we find balance with all that shit? How is that even possible? If we're looking for balance, we're never going to find it. So sometimes we have to change what we're looking for and how we're doing it in order to find the result, meaning peace, that we're seeking. Get me? Yeah. So finding equanimity, that's our practice. So I really do feel like I've been saying this with our private group that, I feel like the last 16 years have been preparing me for this bloody year. The stone Houdini, as it's named, as I said it's named, is, really teaching me my mindfulness practice that I felt, always as soon as you think you're kind of getting something, universe going to send you another curveball and say, oh, do you get it when it comes like this, Sheev? Or how about when I give it you like this? Because that's why it's called practice, not perfection, right? We're practicing. because there is no there. We're not on a journey to get there. We talk about it's about the journey, not the destination. But what we're not talking about is the destination is death. That's it. That is the only destination we're all working towards. And so, of course, it's the journey. It's how we can live our lives. And, you know, one of the first teachings of Buddha is we can't get it all right. It's never going to be all neat and tidy. You know, that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. And it's about how much resilience we can build. And then if we can find equanimity in the most challenging of times. So how do we do this? With our practice, you know, it's through looking less outside of ourselves and more inside. And it's looking to know that we are the main influencer of our lives, not other people. It's not about how other people perceive us. It's about our own value and perception. And it's about working on that power, because there is an immense power inside each and every one of us, so that when our challenging times come, it doesn't mean that we just sail through them. Fuck no. But we do tend to get some spaces between the stresses. And that's what I was talking to the group about this morning. And it's been quite a powerful visual for me, thinking about, instead of, you know, you can't, we're human beings. We're not going to be like, I read someone today saying, you know, that their ego dissolved away or something. Really? It really did? Okay, well, that's all good. Anyway, I'm not looking for my ego to dissolve away or to say that I am, you know, a grade A student of this thing called life. I'm actually a very floundering student, and that's why I make a good teacher. Because I go through this shit myself. I ain't got it all sorted out. And that's the beauty. We're not supposed to have it sorted out. We're supposed to be in the muck, playing in it as it's going along, right? Finding the nuggets of gold in there instead of looking and going, I want to get out of here because I want the, you know, the blue sky and sands and ocean, because that's what makes me happy. But it isn't what makes you happy. What makes you happy is finding equanimity in even the most challenging of times. That then brings a peacefulness to life that means you don't need to have the highs. And of course, if you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, because there's two sides to everything. So once we face that and we realize that life's shitty, you know, so life's fucking difficult and it's messy and it doesn't always go the way that we want it, but we do generally get through it, right? It hasn't knocked us down yet. We need to remember that sometimes. But if we're looking for balance, you're never going to find that there, because it's just never balanced. It's not fair, right? So there's a big one. People often say, well, it's not fair. Well, fuck, life isn't fair, you know, oftentimes. So if we're looking for fairness, again, we're often not going to find it. But if we start looking for how we can find our own equanimity, taking responsibility for it and knowing that it's inside of us and that there's a power in there, that's what Kundalini yoga and meditation is fantastic for. You know, it's the yoga of awareness. It will activate you on a level that, you know, that's why you're here. That's why you come to the channel, because you know how it feels to sit down and practice. You know, there's just no denying that. I don't need to tell you what that's like. You freaking know that already. And so, take a breath. We really can only, everything is so fleeting. Right, even things we think are going to stay forever. Like I'm looking around today and look at this. I mean, it's fucking blue skies. I'm sitting in the shade right here. But there's like blue skies and it's about 90 degrees out there. And I was just at the Laguna Trail and everything's dying off. But nothing does last forever, including us, including any pains that we have, including any joys that we have. I've got a poor, very bad connection now. So hopefully you can hear me, but maybe it's time to sign off. I'd love to hear from you. As I say, we're talking more about this in Get Your Happy Back. If you want more videos like this, you can always come over there. That's onewomanrevolution.com/next step. That's how you get in there. And we'll be making more offerings on Patreon. We're going to have some weekly meditations, live meditations you can join in, and some live yoga classes. And I'm just ready to bust out some shit because, you know, there's just no time like right now. And that's been another message. So I want to go because the connection has gone bad, and I'd love to hear from you. Mwah, mwah. It says, yes, 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 it's such a beautiful inspiration. So, oh, thanks, Erica. Much love to you, darling. Thanks for joining. I'm glad I actually got to see your comment, and hopefully you got to see this. And sorry about the bad connection. Was just really wanting to come in and talk to you about equanimity. Do you think you can find more equanimity than balance? Let me know.